Yes, thank you. Anna is my colleague. She will be assisting me throughout the webinar. The session would be recorded, so it could be disseminated through all the interested parties. But most of all, the participant in the Best Youth Startup in Bulgaria competition. Here we have the representative of the competition, which is Dochka. Uh, Hi, most of all, can you start with
Hello.
a few words? Yeah,
Yes, thank you, Todor. Thank you, Anna, and the whole team of the ICT cluster for organizing this webinar. It will be very interesting for our young people to learn more about the future cities, the smart technologies, and yeah, I'm sure it will be very beneficial as well. Um, so thank you for the our international guests for joining us today. Even so, I don't know how many participants we have from the Best Youth competition, but our practice is to after the webinar uh, we upload the video in our web page of the competition, and then many other people can watch the record of this webinar. So it will be watched after the webinar from many people. So thank you again. And yes, I'll be also listening very carefully with big interest what you are going to tell us
thank
about the
you.
smart cities.
Thank you. Thank you. So I would like officially to welcome everyone and say good afternoon to everyone joining us. I know it's after work hours, maybe some of you are tired, but we specifically wanted to organize it like this so everyone could join and do not have excuse that they are busy with work or anything, because it is my great pleasure actually to welcome everyone to this MetaCity webinar that is organized, as we said, in the framework of Best Youth Startup 2025. It is actually the fourth annual event of the Best Youth Startup. And we are having quite interesting sessions to explore some of the insightful ideas and discussions shaping the future of urban spaces and communities. Actually, the cities around us are growing at an unprecedented rate, actually. Uh, the concept of metacities has gained significant attention, and we are quite thankful to all the speakers that are joining from the partnership and project Metacities, who will present us the modern vision and innovative approach that is applied throughout the cities. Um, Over the next hour and a half, we will hear a range of experts who will share the vision and use cases in urban city development, also extended reality, XR, and also technologies regarding the metaverse. So before we dive into the presentation and the panel discussions, I would encourage everyone that are joining us here today, that have the opportunity uh, to engage actively throughout the event, ask questions, and share your thoughts and connect with the experts, because now you have the opportunity. When you watch the recorded video, sorry for all of you that are watching now, but if you have joined the webinar, you could have the opportunity to ask the experts that are here, because the meta cities and the cities of the future are not designed in isolation. They're a collaborative journey that benefit from the diverse perspective. So I would like also again to thank the panelists, and I would like to invite Tanya, our project coordinator, to say a few words about the project and to greet everyone. Hi, Tanya.
Hi, Todor. Thank you very much for the introduction. Thank you very much for the invitation, for giving the opportunity to the METACITIES project to share the experiences and views and try to inspire the young entrepreneurs. And of course, special thanks to the competition for having us here and for having this webinar for people in Bulgaria. Can I share my screen?
I think you should be able
Yes,
to.
I think I can. Yes.
Perfect.
Okay. Let me try to. Okay. Okay. Can you see my screen?
I see it perfectly clear. Yeah.
Thank you. According to the agenda, I'm going to present a little bit. Oops, no. Oh, no. About the general METACITIES project, our Excellence Hub, and how we are trying to see how to exploit digital twins and metaverse technologies in Southeastern Europe. But later on, we will split this presentation to the three pilots that we are trying, or innovation ecosystems that we are together in this project, and we will try to explain a little bit more and dive into a little bit more to what we are doing at the regional level and share it with you. So I will be presenting the Excellence Hub and the Patras regions, as you will see, and then my colleagues will go on discussing a little bit more, and then we'll have the opportunity to see more presentations from our group. And now, just to give the overview, the METACITIES project, the Excellence Hub, has been funded. It's a 4-year project and has been funded by Horizon Europe. And we actually are 3 regional ecosystems. Each ecosystem, we are represented by various partners coming from all helices of the quadruple helix, so from academia, that myself is coming, and from the civic society, from the governmental organization, from industrial partners, and one major innovation ecosystem from Greece, specifically for Patras, is joining this consortium. The other one is from Cyprus, and again, there are representatives from all the helices of quadruple helix, and the one that you most probably are more acquainted with, the Bulgarian ecosystem, specifically the innovation ecosystem from Burgas. And last but not least, we have a partner from Netherlands, Smart Avatar, that is joining us and supporting us to all our activities. I'll try to give you an overview of what we are doing and then be a little bit more specific on the things that we are doing on a per cluster or per innovation ecosystem basis. So, as I said, give me just a minute here to see. In METACITIES, the general objective is to try to establish an excellence hub for future cities and regions in our area, in Southeastern Europe. And we try to build upon digital twins and metaverse technologies. As I said already, we try to engage the 4 types of factors in the quadruple helix, so academia, industry, governmental organizations, and civic society. And we are all partners, and we try to be very active with that. We motivate cross-border innovative collaboration through our strategies, as you will see. We involve the 3 cross-border clusters in Greece, Bulgaria, and Cyprus, and we try to design digital twin pilots, as you will see, with targeted proof of concept experiments, and all our activities are guided by KPIs. Now, just to give you a little bit of background, because we are not very sure how familiar you are with the terms, the digital twin was defined as the integration of multidisciplinary and multi-scale simulation processes by making full use of physical models, sensors, operational history, and other data. Now, what it actually is, the digital twin, is a virtual representation, a digital representation of a physical process or a physical product. And what we are trying to do take real-time data from this physical project and try to make the virtual representation out of it. Now, just to show you how important the digital twins are, they have been named and they have been identified by Gartner's top strategic technology trends. It's in the top 12 of the report in 2022. And while the metaverse technologies are in Gartner's top 10 strategic technology trends in 2023. So, especially for smart cities, and although it seems that it's one simple thing to do, it isn't. It's a very complex and quite a very important aspect of technology, and it has become very crucial components of smart cities, as it has been highlighted by the World Economic Forum and the National League of Cities Insight report that was released in 2022. They believe that by creating these virtual replicas, virtual representations of these physical assets, systems and processes into the cities, that they are very complex processes and systems, we will see how these concept may transform the way that we interact with the smart cities in the future. And we really believe in MetaCities that this is quite an important aspect. Now, this diagram here tries to show a high-level conceptual overview of our project, and it actually tries to capture what we do with all our key technical, societal, business aspects, because it's not only about the technical aspects in our project. Now, it tries also to show what we do in this Excellence Hub in a very high-level overview. First of all, as we said already, we have all the technical parts, and we have the physical world that actually represents the actual smart city or the smart region. And then we have, together we have been developing some blueprints, and we need this ICT infrastructure and platforms in order to be able to gather some information, some data, in order to feed what we call our digital twin of the specific city. Now, the digital twin actually is the digitization of every element, of every process in these physical aspects. And of course, as you can understand, a smart city or a city is a very complex process by itself. And of course, we try to see each and every behavior that characterizes a city, and of course, the interconnection among them. Now, in a smart city, what we do is we take the data from the sensors and we actually visualize it, and in some cases we may take some decisions about this with respect to this data. Here in the digital twins, we go a little bit further, so that is why we believe that we go further from smart cities, and this is what we call meta-cities. We can run simulations, we can run what-if scenarios, we can use all the new technologies, AI tools, ML-related tools, that they can run the simulations and see what would happen under specific circumstances and take actions that they will come back into the physical world. This circular here representation is actually the core of the notion of metacity. Not only gathering the data, but also taking actions that they will affect the everyday life of a city. And for this to be performed, you really need a digital twin that can in real time interconnect all this data, take all these decisions and make all these decisions, run the simulations, of course, at the first time, and of course, be able to take the actions as well. As I said already, however, in order to do this, we need various ICT-related technologies that we will talk more in the next hour. Sorry about this. But in our project, we go beyond that, and we do several things, like, for example, we develop long-term R&D vision strategies. We develop collaboration model, quadruple helix collaboration model among actors, and we develop detailed action plans and KPIs in order to make sure that the things that we are developing here can be used by other cities as well. Now, as far as the technical part of the work, first of all, we develop and suggest ICT infrastructure blueprints for all the cities to, if they would like to follow the specific example. And we put together an open digital twin framework that we will discuss a little bit about it more in a while. We have designed some specific use cases that they take specific action with respect to the digital twins. At the same time, some business aspects, we develop business models and we try to see how we can build investment and sustainability plans for our MetaCities Excellence Hub, but also for the specific use cases in order to converge our cross-border collaboration. And at the same time, in order, we fund a little bit some of design of pilots and proof of concept experiments in each of the region, as you will see later on. And this is the overall conceptual and the methodology that you will see we are following in MetaCities. Now, each innovation ecosystem has identified a specific domain that is very important for its city. For example, in Patras, we have identified the smart mobility. You will see a little bit later about this more. In Cyprus, the smart urban planning. In Bulgaria, smart energy and buildings related use cases. And for this specific domain, we work together, we put together an open digital twin framework, and what we are trying to see is how we are converging our strategies into one joint MetaCity strategy, taking under consideration all the non-technical aspects that I have already discussed. Now, about the Open Digital Twin Framework, this is a very important tool for our collaboration, but also an outcome of this project. The Open Digital Twin Framework is used to create, maintain, and manage specific smart city digital twins, of course, that they are related to the specific domains and the three regional innovation ecosystems, as we discussed already in the three countries. Now, the definition serves the purpose not only for strengthening the collaboration, but also being able to jointly adapt and use this framework by the participating ecosystems, and go further than that. We can also reuse any tools that have been developed, and also try to identify if it is possible to use instantiated digital twin in one city and try to do the same in another city at the same time. So to that expect, what we will do is we have the digital twin, that they become the binding element that contributes towards the convergence and the co-creation of the strategies, but also in some cases when we have specific policies, for example, that we would like to apply, we can even test them in these virtual environments in the digital twin, so we help the deployment of these specific policies. For example, just to give an example, in the city of Patras, where we use the smart transport application domain, we may, for example, run various traffic simulation and see what if scenarios if we make some specific decision about an area, about a street, for example, if this street becomes a paved street, and then see what this might affect, what the effect would be on the traffic and the overall transport of the city. So to that respect, specific policies can also be tested before they are deployed, and help the digital twin itself help deploy the specific policies. At the same time, we're trying to create a marketplace of these digital twins, specifically their tools, so that they can be used by other cities and among us, of course, for our collaboration, but also with other cities that they would like to join our vision. The technical work is carried out, and the technical choices are greatly fueled by the non-technical aspects of the city. As we said, we are developing business models, collaboration models. There are many types of tools, as I will discuss in a while, that they can help the creation and the cities themselves. As far as the project is concerned, now we are halfway there. We are in the middle of the project of this 4-year plan that we have. We have actually being part, we are looking into the technical phase now. As far as our collaboration is concerned, we have already established our cross-border excellence hub, and we are reaching for other collaborations outside the region as well. Now we have developed various tools, and we are now developing our business models, and hopefully in the future we will put together our investment plans. And as far as dissemination activities are concerned, like today, we are outreaching to relative stakeholders, and hopefully we are globally outreaching in the next years to come. Now, I'm not going to give you a lot of details about our key objectives, but as you understand, we have a lot of KPIs that are related to the expected impact and the interrelations with the work and the objectives that we are doing. We have to do, this has to do at the regional and at the cross-regional level, of course, to have increased science innovation capacity, structural changes for modernized competitive R&I systems, and a lot that you can see here in this slide. But one main item that I would like to share with you is this specific toolbox that we are now developing that will be soon available in our website. We have a list of tools that cities can use and they can reuse in order to develop their own plans, their own visions, and of course the way that they can build their digital twin and metaverse strategies for their specific cities. To this point, I would like to just pause a little bit and thank you for attending this part of the presentation, which has to do with the whole Excellence Hub. I would like to ask you to scan this specific QR code that will lead you to our website in order to subscribe to our newsletter, where we hopefully receive a lot of information about events, hackathons, even from our technical the work in progress that we are doing, and you may find it interesting. So please join this community, and we would like to hear from you as well. Now, Todor, I will move to the next part of the presentation, if this is okay.
Yes, of course.
And we can take questions at the end after we have presented yes?
Absolutely. Okay. And also to add that when you scan the we will send also the link for the newsletters to the participants, but also to one watching that can there is the QR code again. You're not only subscribing for the newsletters, but also receiving access to already published newsletters, so you can go through. I see that 4 newsletters are already published, so you can go through the old newsletters and find something useful if you need. So use the QR code, and also you'll receive link after the event for the newsletters.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
So as we said already, we are 3 innovation ecosystem in South and Eastern Europe, and I will start with presenting the work and the vision and the work that we are performing in Patras, and then our colleagues will give more information about the work that they are doing in Cyprus and in Bulgaria. Now, in Patras, we have come together, the partners, but also many stakeholders, and we have put together a vision. And this has to do with making our city inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable through innovative technologies. And although this might feel a little bit generic, we are putting it towards a specific vision, because we really would like to use the innovative interventions, the cutting-edge technologies to provide a safe, simple, and user-friendly and sustainable urban environment for all stakeholders, for all citizens, professionals, visitors, to have a good quality of life in our city. So the goals specifically are related to safety, to having a green city of Patras to become greener and healthier, accessibility and inclusivity, because this is quite an important part of our daily lives, to be able for all of us and each and every citizen to be able to access many parts of the services and the city itself, and of course economic sustainability. Now we have identified 2 main priority areas, and the one is smart mobility and the other one is smart environment, and I will explain a little bit more about the use cases that they are related to the smart parking and the smart emergency management in smart mobility. They are more related to the smart mobility, and this is why I will focus a little bit more in the next slides. And this is because it actually is one of the main problems in the city of Patras, and this affects quite a lot the quality of life of the citizens with respect to not only the congestion in the city, but also with respect to the parking and the way the fact that they are limited parking spaces and the way that people act with respect to the short-term parking solution, sometimes it's it's creating more congestion than actually solving any problem. So there is a really bad parking behavior with respect to that by all the citizens in Patras. So we would like to see, we would like to monitor, we would like first of all to gain an understanding of the problem and see where the problem is and understand if there is a possibility of finding solutions to this specific problem. Now, there are various types of parking spots. They are free of charge parking areas, municipal parking areas in the city. They're free of charge parking spots by the streets, and there are private parking areas in the city center. So we would like first of all to gain an insight of what is happening in the city, what brings the problem, and see if there are some solution with respect to that. Now we looking into this literature. This is not a problem only for Patras. It's a very severe problem for many cities, and it is actually the fact that it can increase a lot looking for parking, let's say, in a city center can increase a lot the congestion in the city, and this is depicted in the literature. So what we have done is we try to find the index in order to understand and put a number in the problem. So we evaluate how much traffic congestion the parking capacity are related in the city. So we put together an index which we call Urban Parking and Traffic Impact Map, and this gives for specific points into the city, it gives a heat map of the estimated time with respect to the closest available parking spot, including the time that one would like to walk, or needs to walk, and or even take a scooter, or even use the bus to the specific destination. Now, we need to develop this application, and the thing is that this application will need to interface the digital twin of the transport of the city, and will take input from various data sources and various applications that they already exist in the city, as you will see. However, the ultimate goal will be to give the stakeholders, the drivers at this specific that they are looking for parking, first of all, an evaluated estimated arrival time with respect to this index that I already told you about. It will also indicate some free parking spots in the area of interest for drivers, and sometimes try to give optimal cost estimation. And this is real time as they are traveling towards their destination, and sometimes indicate where there might be illegal parking spots in the city center, either evaluated or actual. Now, just to give what there is already in the city, there are some platforms like the one that are being developed by the University of Patras, like the Citizen Crowd Report platform, the management of these reports, that the Send City platform that has been developed by the University of Patras, and there are some applications that they are being put together by students at the University of Patras for parking. And at the same time, there are various platforms and sensors in the city of Patras that they are being put together by the municipality of Patras with numerous, like more than 800 parking sensors throughout the city, and platforms that they show the data from these parking sensors in the Patras Smart City platform in Patras. So at one time we would like to provide the stakeholders with these various alternatives and their parking spot, but on the other hand we would like to provide authorities with event abnormality detection, and even if it's possible, event of map predictions by, for example, in some cases run various what-if scenarios, for example, change the parameters, varying parameters like the number of available parking slots, traffic conditions, and see what this how this would affect the city and the transport in the city. Now, what we would like to do is, through our digital twin, is interconnect and interface with the various platforms that are being developed now, like, for example, smart bus stops, some people counting sensors, and, of course, the applications that they are related to this. As we said already, the parking data, but also some parking violation platforms that they are really, as I said, either related to some evaluation or some actual data that they take from cameras. At the same time, we would like to see a use case that has to do with rerouting of emergency and first responders through the city, and this again will take input from various platforms, like, for example, some pedestrian crossing counting that takes place now in Patras, and of course some event recognition from events in the area. This is a figure of the architecture that we are putting together. It's more technical with respect to the various service layers, data storage layers, data acquisition layers, and edge computing layers that has to be put together and interfacing each other for our digital twin. And this is an outcome of the work that we are doing in MetaCities. And as far as the ongoing work that will have as an outcome to build the overall digital twin with the application for the city of Patras is, first of all, we would like to build a digital infrastructure that has to do with citywide network that is shown here together with our partners, and it will interconnect the various parts of the city with high performance cloud in the University of Patras. We are putting together various simulations, AI-based model. For example, here you can see the city center of Patras with the various sensors and some, and we take some input from SadeMap in order to show which areas may be affected by the shades throughout the day. We are doing some 3D representations and GIS data work. Here is a neighborhood, not the most nice neighborhood of Patras, but we are trying to incorporate and provide these 3D representation into our digital twin for Patras, and at the same time we investigate possibly almost real-time digital reconstruction of some input that we take in order to be able to use all this data as input for our platform in order to be able to run the simulations and give the application to our stakeholders. Now, and I think this is all with respect to Patras and what we are doing here. I would like to give the floor to the next speaker. I think Daniela is the next speaker.
Yes, thank you, Tanya. I think it's a very, how should I say, relatable problem with the parking and with the traffic here in Sofia also. The participants from Bulgaria could confirm that. So see this webinar as something that might give you a lot of idea. As I said in the beginning, the development of the cities is a collaborative work. It's not going to happen with isolation. So feel free to explore and to brainstorm with our experts on city problems and city solutions that could improve the living in cities here in Southeast Europe. Now we are going from one seaside to another. We're moving to Bulgaria, to Burgas, to hear some smart city visions and digital use cases that are happening here in Bulgaria. Thanks to Daniela. Daniela?
Good evening, everybody. Do you see my screen?
Yes. You could go in full screen mode because
yes, I am in full screen mode.
But we are seeing just the first slide.
Do you see the second one now?
No.
No, Daniela.
It would be also okay to present like that, just to be sure that the slides are changing.
Now?
Now we are not seeing the sharing at all. If there is a problem, we could go with the next presenter. And if you want, you could send me the presentation. After that, I could share it for you, if this would be easier.
Probably. Okay.
Yes, so
Let me
Panayiotis.
try another last time.
Okay, let's give Daniela another go. And
Another
after
chance.
that, yeah, yes, of course.
What about now?
We are not seeing the sharing at all. Maybe you stop the sharing.
Try to share your entire screen and it will fix itself.
Now we are seeing the mail, the Outlook.
Now?
No, we are seeing the Outlook only.
So it's not sharing. Okay.
We see the shared Outlook screen. Yep.
Sorry. Next one.
Yep.
I will try better.
No problem. Just send me the presentation and I'll share it for you for more convenient. Panayiotis, can you try? And first of all, it's okay to pull your
no, it's okay
before Daniela. Okay.
So can you see my screen?
Yes, we see it.
Okay.
Yep.
Let me minimize this. Okay. So hi everyone. My name is Panayiotis and I'm the team leader of a research group at Science Center of Excellence. And I'm also the lead of the iNicosia project, which is an urban digital twin of the capital of Cyprus. So, okay, I mean, Tanya mentioned a bit about what digital twins are. I'm going to just mention it briefly. So basically what you do is you typically have a physical asset, you build a digital representation, you enhance that representation over using different data. On top of that, you can build different applications and analytics. So you can do, for example, machine learning to understand the data in the context of the digital twin of the physical asset, actually. You can do timelines of change and monitor changes in the system, or you can even build 3D and extended reality immersive visualizations that would allow you to perceive the data in a different way. So these systems can be used to do different things like planning, monitoring. You can explore ideas. You can do more efficient operations. And of course, you can do R&D development. There are lots of digital twins out there. We can start from digital twins for health reasons, such as the digital twin of a person that records different data from the person, like physiological data, medical files, etc. You can do digital twins of humans. What you see here, for example, is a digital twin of our director that I did personally to request for some kind of, let's say, promotion to myself, but also to do other interesting things like allow that person to, let's say, do a speech in sign language representation. You can have digital twins of cars, the factories of cars, or even non-physical entities like an economic process or power plants or whatever. Now, what you see here, for example, are digital twins of some artifacts that we did for cultural heritage reasons. So what we do is we do 3D reconstructions of, let's say, the artifacts using photographic scanning, and then we can use them to develop interesting applications, digital twin of a museum, or some kind of a video game or whatever. We also do digital monuments, which allow you to do other interesting things. So for what you see here is a 3D reconstruction that we did of a sanctuary in Paphos in Cyprus. We used photogrammetry laser scanning and get data from art historians that describe several interesting visualized somehow use virtual etc. to be able. You see here some nice visualizations of that. So these are 3D models, not Gaussian splats. Show some Gaussian splats. And having these 3D models allows you to do things such as the space to be able to understand how people design this monument during the medieval times and much more. I will not go into the details of that. Just some nice visuals. And actually, these are visuals from our virtual reality exploration of the space. So our users can actually see the light in real time, and the light is also respects the time and the day, and the model is geolocated in the correct place, so you can actually have really correct or near real. So there are digital twins of cities. I'm not going to go stuck here for some reason. Sorry about this. I think my presentation got stuck. Okay. Sorry.
Panayiotis, just sorry to interrupt you. I'll stop your video because maybe the connection is lagging a little bit with the video and your camera being turned on. So just so you know, we are looking at the shared screen, but I will switch off your camera.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So let's skip a bit here. Okay. Something is not working really. Sorry about this.
No problem. I believe the digital
my
twins
internet
are
connection
quite...
is not that good. Okay.
Yeah, but I
Can
believe
you
the
hear
digital
me?
twins are quite... Yes,
Okay.
we can hear you.
So let's go now to our use case, which is iNicosia, which is a state-of-the-art urban digital twin of the capital of Cyprus. We wanted to be a reference at a global. It's a research and innovation digital platform. So this has to do interesting research at the center, but also allows us to do research about the city and understand how people interact with the city. We see it as a key component for the city and the center's sustainability, and it's we believe a good platform to improve upon society and economy. So the key components of this platform is the massive scale interactive 3D model of the city that we do ourselves. We have data that come from different sources, including the Smart Nicosia platform of the municipality. We built an open data platform and API on top of it to allow people to build applications. We are building applications and visualizations ourselves, and the current implementation, it's what we call networked XR enabled. Basically, it's what people call the Metaverse. For us, it's networked extended reality. So what we did is we analyzed several factors around the city to understand the difficulties of scanning the city. So we went out there and we identified traffic, buildings, how many people pass through areas, and then we planned different missions to scan the city using drones. We get this kind of data. These are basically images from the city. We do also some machine learning analytics to understand different factors in the city, like cars, trees, etc. And then we built a very nice 3D representation. I'm gonna maybe, I don't know if I can move ahead with the video somehow. But what you see here is some nice visualizations of the 3D model of the city. These are some aerial views. Actually, you see here also the sun changing over time. So I think the overall 3D model is pretty high quality. And for some regions of the city, we also do much higher resolution, especially cultural heritage monuments, the walls of the city, etc. So besides the 3D model, we built a platform that is online, actually. I will not share the link because currently it's under development, where we have both the 3D data, so people can actually navigate this digital twin in a browser, in a mobile phone, or whatever. And we also have lots of data that come from different sources. People can add the data and visualize them in place in the geolocated space. We have historical data. You see here some data about some museums or whatever, but we also have live data from sensors and other data, such as maybe the parkings in Nicosia and how well they're occupied or whatever. So that's kind of like the web platform. What you see here is, for example, a 3D representation of one of the old buildings, and you will probably see some kind of streaming. So what we do is users do not download the 3D model. What we do is we stream data based on what they see and how close they see it. So you get different levels of detail of the 3D models. So this is a scan, so it's not the best representation of this church, for example. But anyway, having a really good representation allows us to do interesting things that you cannot do with a 2D like see cars, traffic, people, and see how they look in place. These are some of the 3D that we have. You can do day-night cycles to be, or actually weather situations. So for example, you see here instantaneous change from a sunny day to rainy to snowy in the same space in the city of Nicosia. We can do day-night cycles. This is actually, I believe, November in Nicosia, and the sun changing from morning until night. We'll skip it. We can also do what-if scenarios. Actually allows you to be able to interpret different events. Let's say a car crash happened, and you have the data from the sensors on what are the conditions. You can replicate the scenario and actually allow people to enter and see that either through a 3D visualization or through a VR headset, let's say, to be able to understand why it happened. We are developing some simulations that are going to be integrated into the digital twin that includes traffic and pedestrians and the traffic lights that would allow us to interpret different things and even communicate to the public about different things that we plan to do in the city. We have really good reconstructions for cultural heritage monuments. I'm going to skip it. And you see here some 3D renders. Actually, these are real-time renders of different parts of the city. Yeah, this is the link to the platform. And this is the core team. I'm currently the lead. Unfortunately, Kyriakos left, but the rest of the team is heavily involved in the development of this. So, yeah. From what I understand, under METACITIES, we're going to be developing a very nice application relevant to the heat island effect. So yeah, that's it from my side. I don't know if I rushed a bit or if I took more time. Or do I wait for questions later?
Yes, don't worry. Thank you for the presentation. There was a bit lagging in the beginning, but as I said, I believe the digital twin of our entire city is not a light job, even for very powerful computers. But through the internet, we believe that we managed to successfully represent and transfer us to a 3D model of Nicosia. So thank you very much, Panayiotis, for the presentation. Now I will have the challenging job to share the presentation of Daniela. Just a second to see if I will be able to, if I'll manage to do that successfully. Let me see. So I believe you see it. Now let's see if you will be able to see it in a full screen. Just a second. Can you see it?
Yes.
In a full screen.
Yes, again.
Thank you very much.
Perfect. Success. Daniela, we managed. This is what good partners do. They support each other. Okay, Daniela, just tell me when I need to change the slides. I will be happy to help you.
Yeah, the first presentation of Tanya gave you the very good foundation of what digital twins are and how you incorporate every living aspect of a city or an object to get a virtual presentation of the reality. The previous presentation got you to the point where you really see virtual realities. And I, with my presentation, will give you much more enlightenment in how we instantiate a digital twin, sharing the experience of Burgas along this long journey. So can you please get
Yes.
the first slide? The solutions that we use, of course, are getting us better understanding of how our life and climate changes. We support the city planning using all our digital tools for the better of the citizens and of administration, which offers all services to our citizens. And we can create inventory framework of territories, of activities, of systems, which through the modern technologies of the smart city, of digital twin, and further on to Metaverse, we may analyze, model, visualize, and even correct or interact with reality back. Next, please. Burgas municipality has a policy of building its smart city, and the policies of the city are framed into our Burgas version 5 smart transformation strategy, which in fact gives us the priorities on which we build our smart city on. These are creative solutions and collaborations, city development focusing key areas of the city in different domains, emphasizing the roles of the new technologies, IoT, artificial intelligence, big data, and others relevant. We try to use flexible development approaches which adopt new methods of collaboration and of development. We invest in our future for the better of public, but as well to help the private investments which build our economic ecosystem. Thanks. Next. The vision of Burgas is up to 2030 to build one new sustainable innovation ecosystem, which is based on research and technological transfer, but as well transfers not only knowledge, but social relations and relationships, so that the human resources and partnerships are utilized along the smart development journey of the city, in which the citizens are the center, but the background is data as a virtual resource, and the environment is the collaborative space in which we work and do activities in the city. Next, please. Burgas has started investing into its smart city 15 years ago, and investing in communication systems, in smart technologies, which can give us live data in different domains of the city. That's why 15 years after, we have gathered a big amount of data which is related to our city. And now we have got to the point where we need to manage our data for the better of the city the best way we can. That's why we try to use data as an asset to optimize the resources of the city, to improve the quality of life, and increase the transparency and engagement of citizens. Next, please. The data of the municipality is shown to the public into several, I should say, domains or phases. One is the administrative set of data which we have, which is open to the citizens throughout the Burgas city official website. Next, please.
Sorry.
The next is our smart city platform, which is gathering live data of the city and has 18 domains in which the smart city platform visualizes data coming from different IoT devices, cameras, and so on, and visualizes that data for the citizens with one interface, and for the administration with other interface. The next phase of the digital phase of the municipality is the geospatial platform of the city, where the information is shown in 2 dimensions and in geospatial way of showing the environment. Next, please. Based on the flow of live data, we have different platforms for different domains, as for example, the risk management platform of the city. Next, please. The green system platform of the city, which becomes more and more interesting with the new climate adaptation aspects of everything we do for the city. Next, please. And one coming up, open data access data lake of the municipality, where our city offers data by APIs or big data massives, which can be used for further processing by interested parties for creating applications. Next, please. And now the digital twin of Burgas. founded on all the data that I was talking about before. We try to recreate our city in all its aspects through our digital twin. And this is a very complex effort which uses different innovative technologies for virtualization of the living space. And we do it with the collaboration of universities, technological partners, and public organizations. Thank you. Next. First, for digital representation of the city, we scan our city by different methods with the aim to show the data to the maximum level of correctness, very detailed. And we integrate data coming from space, coming from different photogrammetric screening of the city, and lidars from the ground. Next, please. Here, this is one of the instruments we use for scanning the city. Next, please. Next, please. Next, please. Next, please. And how we use the data gathered, the 3D models of which we gather through all these kinds of scannings, you will see next. We have created a complete digital model of Burgas with very high precision, and which is presented as orthophoto map and 3D point cloud. Next, please. We have mapped different aspects of life of the city, and we have overlaid the initial information, orthophotogrammetric or 3D, with additional information which is coming from registers or from live stream of data. And for example, here we have our platform showing the energy efficiency rooftop capacity of the city. Next, please. We have digital replicas of different parts of the city with very high precision, showing the faces, the facades of the buildings. Through these digital presentations, you can do measurements, you can do simulations, you can add new objects which help analyzing the environment and the expected changes to environment when we plan, we do spatial planning. Next. This is one other digital twin project used for planning a new park area alongside the sea, where we have scanned the area and with different kind of lidars coming over ground, on ground. We have measured the characteristics of trees and buildings, and we put over layers the future urban planning development, and we see how the silhouette will change, how the environment will change, and you can see it in 3 dimensions. And using different colors as well, we show the relevant changes in heat, and etc. This is another application. This is a heat map, and this heat map is used to do research on the effect of climate changes over the city, and it details our knowledge how the city changes throughout the year in aspect of changing the temperature. Next, please. We use digital twins to assess flood threats because Burgas is surrounded by water, and there are risks of floods in high rains. So that this is an important modeling approach, which helps us to incorporate the different scenarios into our risk management platform and add new level of awareness to the citizens, showing them how the environment may change so that they learn what may happen on one hand, and give them as well additional prescriptions how to react in cases of risk situations. Next, please. When we have the 3D model of the territory, we use for different analysis of the green system and the needs for improving the green system of different areas of the city. Next, please. And for the project of METACITIES, which was mentioned already, Burgas and the Bulgarian cluster of participants which work together to build a showcase how a digital twin use case can be interrelated and instantiated for other cities as a model, is the Burgas use case related to renewables and use of green energy. We have 3 sub-use cases. One of them is to analyze potential of heat potential of the city, grounded or over the platform which we have already built, but now we will upscale it into 3-dimensional platform and give more live information about the abilities of the building to utilize energy and to create energy if there are different panels on the roof. And then next use case is to use another kind of digital twin, which shows 3-dimensionally the life of a building which is already existing. We have our building information management platform, which gives combined information coming from sensors into the building and mixing it with documentary registry data that can be used by the users of the building and this information is overlaid over the city plan of the city, and all the public buildings which have different sensors and give live stream information will be put and seen together, and the information coming from all the buildings can be seen in different to answer different needs of the users. Next, please. The third use case is again related to energy efficiency. For the sake of showing to citizens results of energy efficiency renovations of the buildings, we have the ability now to show three-dimensionally and in different layers the effects of renovation of buildings. Buildings in Burgas have started to be renovated 5 years ago, and there are two big waves coming now. We have more than 200 blocks of flats renovated throughout the last 5 years, and now there are to be renovated about 100 new blocks of flats in the city, and all that amount of renovation will be very nicely shown in one new digital twin, which will be used mainly for the public. And over the information gathered in this digital twin, the citizens will be able to generate new information about their results of their efforts for renovation. Next, please. These two slides are just to help with QR codes for the interested parties to go deeper into the Burgas city digital ocean. Thank you very much.
Very useful. The slide with the QR codes and the links is very useful. Something that I will definitely use in the future. But thank you very much, Daniela. With all the solutions, you can see how many available. I'll call them tools that could be used in developing different solutions and dealing with problem of the cities that are met every day. Because we're running a little bit, not that little bit behind schedule, I'll quickly move to our next presenter, Marius. Hope you're still online.
Yes, I'm here.
Just to, yeah, perfect. I'm stop sharing this presentation. Thank you very much, Daniela. Marius, hi again. Thank you for joining the webinar. I'll give the floor to you to present yourself, and if you need any help with sharing something, feel free to ask.
Yes, can you hear me first of all?
Clear.
Very good. Let's hope you can see the presentation. Let me go in full presentation mode. Is everything okay now?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I am Marius Nicolaou. I am the Business Development Director of BNet in Greece, in Patras, which is part of the project that you saw before. My role today is a little bit to show you a little bit more futuristic trends, what's going on in the world, and what ideas we have in Greece with respect to how we can start to commercialize this kind of technologies based on the markets that we have and the vertical sectors we have. So this slide is about 3 years old when I thought that, and it has a statement in the downstairs underneath that says that the glasses or some kind of visual interface is going to replace the smartphone. Back then, I was thinking this might be the case. Now I am sure this is going to be the case. You probably saw the acquisition of Ray-Ban by Meta, and all the activities happening now recently from NVIDIA, from Google, and all these guys. They are very, very actively investing in this field. So I think our interface and what we think is very high tech, this brick that we hold in our hands, hopefully we will soon be able to throw it away and use something new. So in order for us to go to this augmented reality dynamic world, because digital twin means dynamic, it's something that changes instantaneously. So what is missing to get there? And the answer is everything is missing to get there. We need new glasses. We will need a lot of AR intelligence at the core, at the edge of the network. We will need dynamic rendering, standardized geopositioning, a lot of computational power close to the glasses and close to the user, if not on the glasses. And now with the introduction of AI, of course, you will also need some AI capability for the glasses to be able to interact dynamically. And above all, the business model must be profitable for at least one player. So I'll give you some examples that a couple of years ago they were new. Now they're old, but a lot is going on. It's already happening for a while now. So if you are under 20 years old, you know that there is a whole new other world, the worlds of gaming, the worlds of digital fashion. So much is happening. I'll just give you very few examples, like Balenciaga, the fashion brand, launched a physical hoodie and a digital hoodie that was launched inside Fortnite. On the digital hoodie sold many more, and it was not much cheaper. And a lot of kind of art is happening, a lot of digital fashion is happening. Below here you can see the Spanish designer Lorena B. She's wearing a digital dress that dynamically as she walks you can see, and how it moves, and the light changes on her. It's a whole world that is very exciting, this XR fashion. So how are we going to get to this world? We are now, let's say, at kind of step one, where the metaverse was some kind of metaphysical universe where you put glasses and then you disappear in some world of NFTs. That lasted for a while. It never caught my attention, but I thought that once we go to step two, where we're starting to mix the digital world with the physical world, let's say at building level. So here in step two, you see on the left a physical building, and on the right a digital twin of the physical building. It relates to what Daniela was showing before, and Panayiotis and all the presenters. We are kind of here, and then we're envisioning that at step three, you're going to go to a city or country level digital twins, where the land registry, for example, will have a digital asset that represents your digital, your physical infrastructure. Let's look into this a little bit more, because I think it will disrupt a lot of things, and we soon need to start involving lawyers and other kind of expertise here, because all sorts of new regulations and standards will have to be written. So for example, let's take the building on the left and say it's a physical building, and on top of this it's John's pub. Then on the right we can see the digital representation, so a digital twin which is dynamic, and again John's digital pub. So if you wanted to rent the roof of the physical pub and put an advertisement of Coca-Cola there, and then somebody puts on the glasses, maybe on top of the digital roof, you want to put an advertisement of Pepsi-Cola. So who registers ownership? How can you rent this roof? And then can you create a cyclical economy, cyclical new economy between the digital world and the physical world, where you can win things in the digital world and then exchange them in the physical. So we're at the beginning of this. A lot of people are working on it, and I think it's fascinating. Lots of things are happening everywhere. As you already saw in Burgas, Patras, and Nicosia, lots of things. For example, also in Barcelona, there are AR buses taking tourists around. In Ireland, the Titanic is there. You can go see it with your phone in full scale as you're standing in the port. In Japan, they're always ahead. They're doing digital tours with avatars. Of course, in architecture, digital advertising is starting. And then the whole world of gaming, which I think is probably the one that started this whole business and will continue to lead it. Just a little bit side note for you to know, during the COVID times, Ariana Grande had a sort of metaverse concert inside Fortnite, and 50 million children joined, including mine. And I had to pay money to get them dances and stuff like that. So the zeros are many more in the metaverse. In Greece, we recognize, and because we have our Center of Excellence, PNET in Patras, we held a few conferences focusing on this area and trying to understand how Greece can be relevant to this space. And the answer was, this is a great opportunity for Greece because we have 33 million tourists visiting, and one of the best kind of archaeological heritages around that you can almost everywhere, on every island, on every tourist destination, there is a story, there is a legend, there's some mythology that could be very interesting to tourists to pay €5, €7, experience something, and that adds incremental value to the economy. And even we caught the attention of Forbes magazine that wrote an article on us exactly on this opportunity. And we looked a little bit on what could be the use cases, who could be the partners to enable something like this. So from a use cases perspective, on the left-hand side, you can see here a piece of the Parthenon. Where you're there, maybe you can see the marbles of the Parthenon, how exactly they looked. You could enhance performances of opera or ballet or whatever, and then even have rehearsals using XR. There can be international art exhibitions, and there are many digital artists now that are doing great work. And even in museums, already we see a lot of good things happening. Our vision, and I'm kind of focusing on this and working on it, is how to blend the national heritage of Greece with the culture and the tourism. We have a great captive audience of so many people, and such a fascinating, mythology and history, and all these things can be shown in nice ways, but we need the platform of how to do it. That's why we already thinking how, in order to enable this, you need to mix 3 different worlds together. So you've got the XR world, the geospatial world, then you have the internet, and then you have the fast communication networks, because if you have a lot of people running around, you need to have very powerful 5G plus or even 6G networks that can handle this kind of processing and this kind of dynamic rendering, let's say. So we designed this system, which we are now calling XR Agora, where we're envisioning a platform in the center. We call it the XR Agora platform, where, for example, wherever you go in Greece, and this can be in stages, for example, in Nemea or Olympia, where the Olympics started, or Knossos or Naxos, or wherever you want to go, then you can have creators, archaeologists, for example, artists, gamers, advertisers, educators, or even experience creators, which can upload experiences and content that can be buyable, sort of like the Netflix of XR on location. That's what we're envisioning. And of course, the business models can be content sharing, municipality revenues, new experience fees can be bought, then points, skins, advertising, and it can be a hook to bring people back. Because if they like what they saw last year, you can keep pushing them that you have very better experiences to visit again this year. We already have quite an extensive infrastructure installed in the University of Patras with PNet. We have a full-blown 5G standalone network with 100 megahertz of C-band. Not many people have this kind of capability because if just the bands are quite expensive and usually given to operators. And on top of these, we are planning to install a full-blown XR lab. We became members of the OpenAR Cloud Association, and we're working with the Metaverse Standards Forum that is leading the standardization work in this domain. So all the big companies are in there, and we're trying to stay close to them and stay relevant. I'm just going to give you a couple of last two examples, and then I will finish, just to see how, for example, we're thinking about Greece. Here you see a hotel in the middle. You go to the pool, all you see is water and sky. Is not bad, but it could be so much more. You could have experiences for education. You could have avatars guiding guests around and showing them the way. Kids could be running around the hotel shooting aliens. You could have visit other parts of Greece and archaeology remotely from a specialized room. And the same thing with like a 5G metaverse kind of like shipping that could be giving those examples. And we have many of those coming to Greece. That's all I wanted to share with you today. I know you're a little bit out of time, so I tried to make it as fast as possible.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It was quite interesting. And to be honest, if I'm around the pool, maybe not, but if there is maybe raining and you're stuck in your hotel room, you could easily just take a XR or VR tour of the city and catch up with what you're missing. But the possibilities are endless, and hope the concert of Ariana Grande in Fortnite was worth it for for your kids. Right now, I'm not gonna take much long and move to our next presenter. Sne, are you here? Yep, I see you. Hi again.
Hi, good
We met
afternoon.
recently, and Sne, I'll give you the floor to present yourself the best way possible.
Perfect. I will have a quick short presentation, but basically, I'm the director for strategy and marketing for Smart Avatar, and we've had the pleasure with working with METACITIES for this project with working on a sustainable business model. And part of this, I'm going to share some presentation, short one. Sure, there we go. Let me know if everyone can see it.
Yeah,
Yes,
perfect.
okay.
Okay, perfect. So bonded is bonded or banded. It's with a Scandinavian O on top because I personally grew up in Denmark, so it's a little touch of that as well. And this is a platform and an app that basically is a community-driven crowdsourced data platform that we have also proposed as a way to help with these projects for MetaCities. So let me explain what it is. There we go. So we've already launched it on iOS and on Android. It is an app and a platform that is a community-driven platform for smart cities. So what it means is that it is citizen-powered. It is direct, real-time conversation you can have with people on the streets. And it crowdsources urban data and basically empowers communities by allowing them to report safety issues, rate places, and improve infrastructure as well. And finally, it's designed in a way to work with municipalities and institutions for cross-border collaboration, which I'll get into in a second of why it stands out from other platforms that are similar to it. So some key features for the app is, first of all, it's about safety and reporting. So citizens can flag unsafe locations and rate areas. It's a free app, so immediately once you download it, you can see map, and you can go in and start rating places, both good and bad experiences, anonymously as well, so everyone around you can see it as well. Secondly, it has a trusted network, which basically can create a group chat of sorts with your friends, your family members, and connect with them and share your location and your insights. And one of my favorite features that we have on the app is the emergency feature, which as soon as you press it, it starts recording video and audio data and starts sharing your location with your trusted network so they can find the quickest way to get to you if needed. Finally, on the app, we have another feature called Bound Fix It, which is about infrastructure rating, which of course relates a lot to smart cities specifically, as it is a way to engage and have a faster feedback loop with citizens about your projects, about new infrastructure or failing infrastructure. So instead of having to wait, do a survey and wait a few weeks or a month to get information, we can geofence a location, say the parking lot, and everyone going in there can immediately send in their information and up and down vote their thoughts based on other people as well. So that's what you can see is the other two features is geofencing to municipalities. But the back end also has access to everything. So say you're in Patras, you can geofence into specific neighborhoods, but you have an overall view as well. And then the upvoting and downvoting system is basically, again, a community-driven way to allocate the resources properly because there's always problems, but to allocate resources properly, it's nice to know what citizens are actually more concerned about in the moment. So those are some key features of the app. And so it's a feedback loop, as I said, how it works. So citizens put in an issue, real-time voting happens with prioritizing, data processing happens with AI models and everything in the back end. The municipalities, institutions, whoever is using the service can see it. Then you get your actionable insights, and then the city can respond, and the circle continues. And on top of that, it is also very open to smart city integration to connect to urban infrastructures like smart parking, as I mentioned. And of course, easier to do cross-border collaboration. So in this instance with Greece, Bulgaria, and Cyprus. So these smart hubs can actually work with each other and see each other's progress as well. So why bonded a competitive advantage? Basically, it is a common foundation layer. There are many apps that are community apps throughout different countries and so on, but this allows for a grander, bigger picture so we can better analyze and have, instead of having segmented data sources, it's all in one platform. So hyperlocal insights versus geofencing, so large and small again. And of course, municipalities and institutions gain vital backend data for decision making. And of course, within Smart Avatar, we're very focused on privacy first approach, so user control data and encrypted sharing. Finally, here on the right-hand side, there are some pictures of the backend that you can see. So the data that you can collect from it that would be provided to institutions or whoever wants to use this platform. And beyond just the platform being there, it's also a sustainable revenue model. So within the smart cities, it is a way to integrate into the whole business system or business model to make the decisions faster. So to see the prototype, the pilots, how are they doing so we can faster improve, which is the goal, hopefully. So here on the left, you can just see there's a few things about how we're running it as a business model. So subscription-based data as a service. So providing real-time urban insights, and this helps governments and institutions listen to citizens in real time and for citizens to actively engage even more with their city and feel engaged. So finally, these are just pictures. So on the left side, you have like the back end. On the right-hand side, here you go. You can see what the app looks like currently. And we have reports already when I was in Greece for MetaCities, so we were doing some reporting there. In America, it's internationally launched, so which is great. So if you feel like it, feel free to download it and give it a look. And yeah, that's my presentation for Banded. Thank you.
Thank you, Sneh. I tried to download it while the presentation was going, but I saw that the link is only for Apple Store. Unfortunately, I'm Android. So
If you look it up on Android, I forgot to add the QR code for Android, but at the spelling of the
yeah,
app. Here you go.
yeah, I
It
will
is on
definitely.
yeah.
it's nice to see something that acts as a bridge between citizen and the municipality. Something that it's too bad that we have to be in 2025 to just now try to communicate the two entities. But it's nice to see that there are solutions that are acting upon this break of communication, and
That's
to not
what's
longer
exciting about
have
smart cities. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
And for not longer having a breaking communication also, and to have more and more webinars, we could ask our next presenter, Mr. Slavi Neshev, that would give us the future of communication and basically communication technologies, representing the Technical University of Sofia. Hi, can you hear us?
Hello, can you hear me?
Perfect. Yes, excellent.
Hello, everyone. I'm Slavi. I will be in place of Professor Pulkov today because he couldn't make it. I will present the Green Beat project. It's mostly capacity building project. You can see everything, right?
Perfect. Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
It's the title is Fostering Research and Innovation in Sustainable Future Communication Technologies. Our project is mostly targeting the capacity building, transfer skills, skill transfer, and basically teaching new students, masters, PhD students, early stage researchers, and transferring knowledge. This is the overview of our presentation. We will see the missions of the project and the objectives per mission. The missions of the projects, first, we are targeting sustainable future communications, communication networks and technologies, where we emphasize the intelligent and trustworthy connections. We also aim to lower power consumption and reduce the carbon footprint, accelerate high quality research and innovation in green tech and economy. This we are also targeting the green business models. And also we are leaning on learning by doing principle, which is we will support the research that embraces the disruptive digital technologies in the design of the future communication networks. Basically, we are supporting new thinking and new ways in order to bring the greenest solution of all and reduce the carbon footprint, of course. Our next principle is basically to train and educate researchers to identify and unlock the value of these technologies in the context of sustainability, with business model innovation, design, and experimentation. As I said, here we are leading on early stage researchers, PhD students, masters, or even bachelors. The next step is to strengthen the innovation capacity through orchestrating and implementing an efficient knowledge and tech transfer process, as I said, and we will see how we aim to do that in the next few slides. The main objectives, first we'll go through overview of all objectives of the project, and we'll go through each one of them. With the overview, we begin by, I will explain to you about the scientific and transferable skills training. We aim to do this through short-term staff exchanges, organization of summer schools, short training schools, specialized courses, and joint experiments. And again, with emphasis on of training early stage researchers. We also aim to expand our networking and knowledge transfer on local here in Bulgaria and European level through different workshops, conference sessions, special sessions, and through linkage with different or related projects, with as well joint visits to distinguished research labs. This is the idea of us for closing the gap between academia and industry. We will disseminate the project results with target the large scientific community, because this project can be applied to everyone. It's not certainly related to one or two groups, so we target high level professionalists so they can teach the early stages, and early stages to get taught by the professionalists. We will set up conditions and strategies for joint collaborations after the project and commercialization of the acquired knowledge. Basically, we strive to valorize our project in the best way possible. We will have our activities in order to raise the consciousness of the general public in relation to significance of the proposed research. This means that we aim to inform a bigger crowd after the project in order to facilitate our research results. And enhancement of the educational potential through curricular upgrade and knowledge transfer. This means that we will aim to, let's say, change the curriculum of existing students and future students in order to give them better education and more newer technologies and basically to wipe out the old info. That is not crucial, of course. Main objective 1, we aim to create ability and equip with skills to analyze, design, and develop research solutions for sustainable future communication networks based on use of disruptive technologies. That's what I said. We aim to bring new ideas in order to create solutions for sustainable future communications. Because with new minds come new ideas, of course. The proposition, basically how we will do it or how we aim to do it. We aim to have short-time research visits of around 1 week of experts from different universities to ours, to Technical University of Sofia, in order to work on chosen research topics. And we aim to create joint publications more than 6, more or equal to 6. We aim to organize special sessions related to connecting intelligence and trustworthiness. Here we aim target of 3. Then we have short-term research internships for the ESRs to other universities to collaborate on joint research. We have joint organization of scientific workshops from our work package 2. Scientific entrepreneur collaboration for competitive innovation for our work package 3, and joint writing with other EU projects. We also aim to create discussion tables with experts from the consortium and from the advisory board for the purpose of expanding our networking and translating the results of these discussions in joint research publications. Here we aim to use these discussions in order to create joint research publications. And practical training sessions, which will be during the training schools on our premises from TUS, and whenever it's possible to co-locate in training schools of MSCA funded projects of the consortium members in support of objectives of team network collaboration and knowledge transfer, which is our work package 2. What KPIs do we aim to achieve? We aim to create at least 15 joint publications in peer-reviewed journals, and at least 3 of them should be in high-impact journals. We also aim to create special sessions, more than 3, in Scopus or IEEE Explore. We aim to proceed at least 3 training schools in the scope of the projects. Then we go for joint research reports on how the project has helped advance the state of the art in the chosen research area, which we have at least 3 of those, and white papers which should be authored by the consortium, again above 3. Our main objective too is to encourage and improve our partners, us from the TOS and HAEC from Greece. We aim to improve the quality through team network approach to a level where we can have significant impact, improve the quality, resources, and capabilities for the faculty members, the research, and the organization. How we aim to achieve? We aim to have an on-site training of TOS and HAEC faculty members, different ESRs, and parts of the administrative staff. We will do this with planned training sessions where experts will be brought together to share the good practice and practical tools for how to write successful grant application and effective management of such funded research projects. Then we will have a collaboration on joint proposal writing activities towards writing the writing and submission of new project proposals syncing EU projects. This is basically, again, we aim to create a consortium with which we will make a joint proposal for EU funding for a project. And this activity will involve collaborators from the wider networks of all Green Beat consortium members. That means that each consortium member from the Green Beat project can bring other participants from their own networks. Then we have consulting on setting up and improving knowledge transfer offices at TUS and HAC, and collaboration on setting up a project-wide knowledge transfer process for Green Beat results. This is connected to the knowledge transfer that we aim to do with the ESRs, PhD students, and the MSc students. And you have some technical exchanges to help implement experimental setups in support of the research activities of Objective 1. Basically, we have, I think, one work package which is connected to research, one that is connected to social sciences, one that is connected to project management, and one more, which is, again, I think, connected to knowledge transfer. The KPI that we aim, we will set up at least one experimental test bed at TUS or RDIC, where RDIC is a group from Sofia Tech Park. We will have several training courses and educational material that we will release, which covers all stages from creating a proposal for a EU-funded project. We will have submission of joint project proposals seeking EU funding. Basically, this will be the joint proposals that we write. We will have at least 3 written. And we will have different sessions on knowledge transfer combined with one-day project scouting events to identify, basically, we aim to identify innovative ideas, new inventions, technologies, and access their business potential for our knowledge transfer. The object, our last object, which is main objective 3, we aim to strengthen the role of higher education sector in research and innovation. Our technical exchanges to train and implement the green business model innovation tools at TUS, RDAC, and HAC. This is how we aim to achieve it. We aim to collaborate with local companies and basically bridge the gap between academia and enterprise. We aim to share business ideas across our research technologies that we propose and develop several at TUS. Also, we aim to have on-site training about the green business model innovation techniques through the use of B-cubes. Then we have technology model innovation challenges that we will develop, and also we will have several guest lectures to our MSc and PhD students on new business creation and green business model innovation. The KPI that we aim to achieve, we will have at least 3 tools based on the green business model innovation. We will have at least 3 one-day entrepreneurship challenges for ESRs and MSc students. We will have evaluation sheets from the guest lectures and trainings, again, at least 3. And we will have joint project initiatives with the industries, where we can send an example, several PhDs to work in the industry for a little bit of time. And as for conclusion of my presentation, basically the Green Beat project is a step towards advancing the sustainable future communication networks and technologies. And through collaboration, innovation, and knowledge transfer, we aim to lower the power consumption, enhance the research excellence, and bridge the gap between academia and industry. Through focusing on training, networking, and development of green business models, the project strengthens the role of research institutions about shaping a more sustainable and intelligent digital future. our commitment to impactful results, the results such as joint publications, experimentation test beds, and technology scouting events, basically underscores our dedication to excellence. And thank you for your attention. More about our project you can find on the project website that we developed.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the presentation. Thank you. Also, I will not have a long closing of the webinar. Just wanted to thank all the speakers that joined the webinar. Want to thank all the participants and want to thank all the viewers that are watching the recording of this webinar. It would be disseminated through all the platforms of METACITIES and also the platforms of the Best Youth Startup 2025 competition. So thank you to again to all the speakers. Wanted to thank the cooperation of Dochka for supporting the webinar also. And if anyone wants to say any closing words, thank you for your time and thank you for joining at this hour.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tanya.
Thank you. All the best.
Okay, so this is official closing of the webinar. Anna, you could stop the recording also, and thank you and have a good night.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.